Hi. Um, so I went through a period. You guys are wondering where I've been. I know. So I went through a period of not knowing what to make videos about. And that's basically what happened. As far as me not being here for a long time. It's been a long time. And I'm sorry about that. Um, anyways, I'm glad to be back. Glad that I have an idea now. I hope that happens again before, it's too long. I don't think it could be too long. I think the people I've attracted so far are going to stick around no matter if I do another hiatus that lasts a few months. The last time I went on an actual hiatus, it was like 2 months. It did nothing for my channel, whatever. It did nothing. So it was useless to do a hiatus because I was thinking I would come back and things would be better. Things were about the same. So let's hope things don't get worse. Let's hope everything's still okay. So I'm gonna find the music that I typically play during my videos, and we will continue. So, before, in the before times, I have told you guys about my fanfiction that I'm doing. One of the reasons why I've not been making new videos, actually, is because of my fanfiction. I tried to get some help from my mom, and I guess she didn't know that the document we were working on was supposed to be the final product when I finish it. And she made a bunch of little spurts of notes that I'm supposed to expand upon and make into actual parts of the story. And it's so messy that I'm discouraged to write. This is actually one of the reasons why I've not been making YouTube videos, because I have nothing to update you on for my Wednesday videos, my story update videos. So, yeah. If you want to help with my stories, basically the only thing I have a skill at, but I'm still not good enough to do it all by myself. You can go to my... I've forgotten how to even do it, and I made up the system. You can go to my Twitter, and from my Twitter there's a link in my bio to go to my Tumblr, and there you can direct message me and we can talk about my stories, and I can give you my Wattpad link, and we can work on the Marvel fanfiction, the main thing I'm working on right now, or I was. I'm just discouraged because if we were going to make a rough draft, we should have made it in another document. That wasn't supposed to be the rough draft. Anyways, if you want to help me, I will link my Twitter, and you can go to my Tumblr, and there we can talk freely, basically. So, yeah, I've had a lot of stuff happen. I got a job I had that job for 2 days, and then I was let go, and that was a big blow to me, because I finally had something good, something stable, and something that was going to work, because the job worked within the confines of my YouTube. I didn't have to change my schedule for my personal responsibilities at all. You know, if I wanted to continue with YouTube and my stories and my video games that I play, none of that would have been encroached upon by my job. And that was great. But then I was let go because I wasn't doing enough. So, yeah. 2 days. Just, people are awesome. And now, I don't even know if I want to look for a job again. I mean, I'm going to, at some point. It's just that was a really good job. And it was a job of opportunity. I was told I was going to be groomed for a much higher position. So, that was really disappointing that they let me go. But, to be honest, I don't know what happened. And if I had the chance to keep working there or to go back to not having a job, you know, I don't know what I would have chose, because being here is important to me. And, you know, I thought I would save this for the outro, because people, you know, they might not care about me. They might care about what I'm wanting to talk about, but maybe not me as a person. You know, it's like the anchorman at your local weather channel talking about his personal life. Like, you don't do that. You can save it for the end if you're a YouTuber. But for some reason I feel like saying it at the beginning. I'm disappointing myself because I had a plan, and I was like, we're gonna wait until the end of the video. But no. Anyways, so today's video is a cry for help for my story, and just another idea that I'm throwing out there that I could do in the future, and maybe I won't, but I could. It is the Thanosi. So I could put this in my fanfiction, but who knows. The Thanosi are clones that Thanos made. They're hybrid clones of him and other people. So it's him and one person turned into one being via Thanos making a hybrid clone. So there's Omega, which is a clone of Thanos and Galactus. There's X, which is a clone of Thanos and Charles Xavier. There's Armor, which is a clone of Thanos and, not specified, but possibly Iron Man. And a few others, and then there's two that they don't say who the other counterpart is at all. The high-level Thanosi and low-level Thanosi. One of them was sent to attack Khazar, I think his name is. He's like a barbarian character from the Savage Land. And The other one was sent to hunt Thor. And they both died. All of the Thanosi are dead in the 616 universe. But my fanfiction doesn't take place in that universe. It takes place in the same universe as the Ultimate Alliance games, spinning off after the second game. I don't want to include the first game as part of my fanfiction, and I made a reason for that, and a whole video out of that reason, so you can look back on my, how I feel about the third game. I don't even remember what I named the video. Anyways, so the Thanosi. What if Thanos realized that, this was a failure? All the Thanosi came out as not really meeting the potential that you would expect, that you would think of. And for that reason, they all craved the end of the world. They all went out and pursued it in their own form or fashion. Except for the high-level and low-level Thanosi. Those two were obedient. Well, Thanos gave them one job, and they followed that one job. They went after Thor and Khazar. I think his name was Khazar. I don't really remember. I am not familiar with that character, so yeah. Anyways, they didn't meet the potential that you would expect, so Thanos perceived them as a failure, and he sought them out and killed most of them himself, or with help. And there were said to be a lot more than was shown, but it's assumed now that they're all dead. But what if Thanos realized, this was a failure, but I could keep trying, and I could try to get better at cloning. And he made more Thanosi. Who would he use as the other half? The possibilities are literally endless, and I'm loving this. So one person that I thought of that we could use for Thanos to make a Thanosi with is the Runner. So the Runner is nowadays, a lesser known character. But basically, he's one of the elders of the universe. It had a lot to do with cosmic power and all that stuff. It was great in the 70s. It's not so great anymore. It's not really focused on. But you mainly heard about this kind of stuff in the Silver Surfer stories and the Fantastic Four stories and Thor and all that stuff back when it was more centered around cosmic, just that word and its relevance in Marvel. But yeah, back then, the Runner was kind of a prominent character in the sense that he was one of the elders, but he was probably the youngest one. He has something called the power primordial, which seems like a insanely powerful thing. I don't know how it stacks up against the power cosmic, but that's the only other thing, the only other concept in Marvel that I know of that's like the power X. So the power primordial is like an energy that you can think of it as experience that you get in a video game, and you can put it to any stat. So the runner has a certain amount of the power primordial, and he used it to enhance his speed more than anything. But he also used it to enhance his durability, his strength, etc. He has a goal and something he wants to do in life that will pretty much take all of his tenure in Marvel, his entire character arc. He didn't have much of an arc, because achieving this would be something that no real person could ever do. No, like, all of the world couldn't do this in their combined effort. He had this goal to see all of the universe, all of the known and unknown universe. That was his life's goal. And before he achieved it, he became irrelevant. And we stopped using him in comics. Marvel just tucked him in a corner and left the whole room that the corner's in, and went in another direction. But the runner is a interesting character, I think. He's been in a few fights, but I forget how they went. He seems pretty unstoppable when you read his set of powers and think about him. He seems pretty formidable, but there was this one fight that he had with Thanos, and I don't know if Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet. He must have, because it ended with Thanos turning the runner into a feeble old man. And not only could he not fulfill his life's dream then, he also couldn't fight back. So, yeah. But anyways, read up on the runner. I will link that right under the link to my Twitter. Just read up on his powers and all the doobly-doo. And tell me in the comments, like, what if Thanos made a Thanosi with the runner? So it's half Thanos and half the runner. Tell me your thoughts, and tell me what you think Thanos would make a Thanosi with. Who else could possibly be? I mean, one of them was called Warrior, and it was half Thanos and half Gladiator. And Gladiator is one of my favorite characters because he's one of the Shi'ar guards people, and he's like one of the most powerful mortal characters in Marvel. And I love that. He's so strong. Like, there's so few things you can actually do to hurt him. And his power is basically confidence. Like, the more confidence he has, the better he does in combat. So, good luck trying to beat Gladiator. And there's a Thanosi by the name of Warrior as part Gladiator. And that's amazing. I love that. But, I mean, I know it's dead now. It must have died by some means, and I haven't read the wiki, or the article, for Warrior, so who knows how that went, but that's awesome that he exists. So, anyways, back to what I said a second ago, just tell me what you think. And, I guess that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one. That's hopefully soon. And I will leave all those beautiful links to all those awesome things. My Twitter, and the runner, and the Thanosi article. And you can go from there to any one of the Thanosi and read about them. So, yeah. I'm still confused by Armor, the Thanosi, because it makes it out like the other half, the not Thanos half, might be Iron Man, but it doesn't come out and say who it is at all. Okay, this video is getting way too long, so I'll see you in the next one. Peace.